Hello students. So in the previous class students we were talking about in the chapter that is the sorting material into groups. In that chapter students we studied that classification, that materials has been classified on the basis of their properties, and we discussed that the materials they shows a lot of properties like hardness and softness, like heaviness or lightness, like that they are having maybe they are transparent, or they are translucent, or they are opaque. So you see students, when in a material, when it allows all the light to pass through it, such kind of a material is known as a transparent material. And the material which allow only few amount of a light to pass through it, such kind of a material is known as a translucent material. And the material which do not allow light to pass through it at all, such kind of a material is known as a opaque material. What are the different examples students? So you see, if we talk about the transparent material, so in case of a transparent material, in case of a transparent material, you say student, glass is there. Is the best example by which you can see the things very clearly. Okay, if we talk about the translucent material, so you see butter paper is there students. And if we talk about butter paper is what? It is a translucent material. It means that it will allow only few amount of a light to pass through it. Then if we talk about the opaque material, so opaque material are what student? That those material which allow which do not allow light to pass through it at all, such kind of a material is known as a opaque material. An example or lot of example is there student. I am writing here one. Wood is there. You see, if a door, I told you about it, if a door is made up of a wood, if a door is made up of a glass, you are able to see the things at the other side from the glass door rather than a door which is made up of a wood. So by this student we come to conclusion that the material which allow all the light to pass through it, that is known as a transparent material. Which allow a few amount of a light to pass through it, that is known as translucent material. And the material which do not allow light to pass through it, that is known as opaque. Now not only this students, but the materials can be classified into the other property, like whether they are lustrous or they are non-lustrous. Okay, so you have heard about it. That is object a material. It can be lustrous. It means it can be shining in appearance. That is a luster. Or it cannot be shining in appearance. That is non-lustrous. Okay, so this was all about that what is material, what is this classification into groups, and why there is a need of the classification of the material. Okay. Now today we will start with the new chapter student, and that is separation of substances. So separation of substance. So before we go and understand, let us try to understand the meaning of this chapter. Chapter meaning is we have to separate the different substances, right? Separate means what? To segregate. Okay, that is separate. Separation of substances. Okay, so when you separate the different substance from each other, that is the separation of substances, and the same thing we have to study in this chapter. So before we go further and try to understand about the different separation technique by which we are able to separate the different substance, we should know the meaning of two things. The first thing is the pure substance. And the second one is impure substance. Pure substance and impure substance. What do you understand by a pure thing, students? So whenever a term pure came, we always say that which do not consisting of any other kind of a particle, that is a pure one. Okay, we will say that, oh, this water is an impure. What does that mean? It means that along with water, other objects, other materials are also dissolved in water. That is why the water is not pure. Or we will say that this milk is not pure. It means that water has been mixed in the milk, and that is why it is not pure. Okay, or we'll say the oil is not pure. It means some other kind of a substance has been added in the oil, which makes it as an impure. So the definition of the pure substances or a purity means the substance which consisting of only one kind of a particle, that is known as a pure substance. Okay, so we can write it. The substance which consisting of only one kind of the substance which consisting of only one kind of a particles called pure substance. Okay, so the substance which consisting of only one kind of a particle is known as a pure substance. What about the impure substance? So the substance which consisting of more than a one kind of a particle is known as impure substance. Okay, so we can say more than one kind of particles. More than one kind of a particles are called okay. So if a substance consisting of only one kind of a particles in it, we will use the term for it, that is a pure substance. You can understand, student, that if a substance is there and if it is made up of only one kind of a particle, ultimately it will be the pure one, right? If the water is there consisting of the water particle only, that water will be a pure water. Right? If a milk is there consisting of a milk particle only, it means that milk is also a pure substance. Okay? Or if a oil is there, student, or grains are there, so consisting of only one kind of a grains, that is also make it a pure substance. So by this we came to a definition that a substance which consisting of only one kind of a particle, that is known as a pure substance. Impure substance is what, student? The substance in which more than a one type of a particle is present, that is known as the impure substance. Now water is mixed in the milk. So milk consisting of two substances, right? One is the milk itself, another is the water. So now it consisting of a two type of a particle in it. That is why we will see that milk is a impure. Okay? As well as grains are there and stones are there. So we can say that it is impure because it consisting of the grains as well as the small pebbles are also present in it. Okay, so that is the definition of the pure substance and impure substances. Now we will try to understand what is the use of these two in the separation of the substances. Okay. Okay, so impure substances which consisting of more than one kind of a particle are called the impure substances. Now let me tell you one more thing, students, that when we talk about the impure substances, we can also say that impure substance is also called as a mixture. Okay, so either we can use the term for it, that is impure substance, or we can call it a mixture. Now when we talk about the mixture, basically mixture is made up of two or more particles, and that is why we include it into the impure substance. Okay, so we can say that is pure substances on the impure substance. Now, why we are saying the impure substances as a mixture, students? It is because you see the impure substance also consisting of two or more substances in it, which make it an impure substance, as well as the definition of the mixture. If we talk about the definition of a mixture, it also consisting of two or more substances in it. Okay, so mixture is what? Consisting of two or more substances in it, that is known as a mixture. So either we can say that impure substances are there, either we can say mixture is there. Both of them constitute the we can say both of them can be included in the impure substances, or the substance consisting of two or more things in it. Okay, now you see, students, there is another term, that is the component of the mixture or the constituent of the mixture. Okay, so next term is components of the mixture or constituents of the mixture. Component or the constituent of the mixture. Now, the pure substances, when we talk about the component, so impure substances consisting of two or more pure substances, right? You see, students, two pure substances, when they mix together, since it is a two type of a substance, it will become a impure substance. Okay, so we can say that a pure substance which is present, it can be an impure one or it can be a mixture. So in a mixture, the two or more pure substances which is present in it, which constitute the impure substance or the mixture, that is known as the component of the mixture or the constituent of the mixture. Okay, so we can write it, the pure substance which is present in the mixture. The pure substance which is present in a mixture, are called as component of mixture. So what are the different components, students? The thing which is present in it, that is known as the component of the mixture. Okay, and what are the things which is present in the mixture? So you see the substances. What kind of a substances will be there, students? So the pure substances which is present in the mixture, that is known as the component or the constituent of the mixture. Okay. Now we will move to the next one, that although the different types of a component present in the mixture, but in a mixture all the component, they show they all are having different kind of a property and they always retain their property. Okay, let me tell you with the help of the example. So you see, students, if we talk about the different component of a mixture, so you see, although the mixture consisting of a different types of a component, different kinds of component or different kinds of substances, we can say, consisting of a different kinds of substance. Okay, so although the mixture consisting of a different kind of a substance and all the substances they all are having different kind of a properties also. Okay, so and all the substances shows different types or kinds of properties. So it shows the different kind of a properties also. So although the mixture consisting of a different kind of a substance, but every substance which is present in the mixture, they shows the different kind of a properties and they used to retain their property. Okay, so we can say in a mixture retain their property. Okay, Okay, so there will be no change in the property. They used to retain in their property. For example, student, we can understand with the help of example, that is air. Whenever we talk about the air basically consisting of a different kind of a gases. Okay, so all the different kind of a gases are present in the air. Like you see, nitrogen is there, oxygen is there, carbon dioxide is there, noble gases are also there. Okay, so all these different kind of gases will be present in the air. Now air is what now? It is a mixture of a different kind of gases. It means air is not a pure substance. But you see student, nitrogen gas is having its property, oxygen is having its property, carbon dioxide is having its property, noble gases is having its property, right? So we can say that, so you see students, that nitrogen is there, oxygen is there, carbon dioxide is there, noble gases are there. All these different kind of gases are present in the air, and they all are having different kind of properties. But when you looked at the properties, the different properties, you will find that air shows all the different kind of a property. It means these gases, they retain their properties. The property, they do not change. So by this, it is a mixture student, because these all are what? These are the pure gases, and when they all mixes together to form air, we will call air as an impure substances consisting of a different kind of a pure substances in it, and thus we can say that although they all are having a different kind of properties, but they shows the same, but they all shows the their own properties. So their properties do not change. Now you see, a lot of most of the things that we use in our daily life, that we will include it in a mixture. A lot of things is there students, which consisting of a different substances, or we can say that different substances mixes with it, and together it forms the mixture. Okay. So you see students, that the thing that we use in our daily life, which is a mixture. The first thing is a tea. So you see, we used to drink tea, and this tea consisting of tea leaves, it consisting of water, it consisting of sugar, it consisting of milk. So tea is what? It is a kind consisting of a different kind of a substances in it. Okay, so we can say that tea is a mixture. Second thing is student, like that of a milk. So milk also consisting of a water. If we see the composition of the milk consisting of a water, it consisting of a oil also in it, because that is made up of fats. Okay, so we can say milk consisting of a water and milk itself. Okay, so by this students, we can say that milk is what? It is a mixture. Then coffee. So for making the coffee also, people, they used to take the coffee seeds and water. Okay, or milk also, sugar also, depend upon the person that what kind of a coffee they used to prefer. But you will see that this is not a pure substance, but consisting of a different kind of substances in it. Then students, we can say sugarcane juice is there, petroleum is there, soil is there. So petroleum, sugarcane juice, sugarcane juice is there, petroleum is there, soil, etc. Petroleum, students, you know that the petroleum consisting of a different kind of a substances. Okay, by the process of a fractional distillation only it will get separated. If we talk about the sugarcane juice, so it consisting of a water, it consisting of a sugar particle in it. So we can say that sugarcane juice is also a type of a mixture. Soil, student, yes. Soil also comes in an impure substance, because you know that soil consisting of a lot of nutrient, different types of a soil is there, consisting of a humus, that is also known as a water. It also consisting of a air in it, students. So you can understand by that soil consisting of a lot of different substances which make soil as a impure substance. So although it consisting of a pure substances in it, but overall the soil is an impure substance. So this is about the pure substance and the impure substance. Now we will discuss a very important thing afterward, that is means on what basis the separation has done. Okay, what is the main purpose of the separating the substances? Okay, so we can say separation of substances for various purpose. Okay, so the first thing that come, let me write all the 3 points and we will discuss all of them one by one. So the first thing is to remove an undesirable product. Undesirable product. Okay, undesirable product, student, or we can say undesirable components. Okay, undesirable components. Second one is to remove the harmful component. Okay, so we can say to remove the harmful component, and finally to obtain the pure sample of the substance. Okay, to obtain the sample of pure sample of the substance. Pure sample of the substance. Okay, so 3 points are given here, student. That is, first one is to remove undesirable component. Second one is to remove the harmful component. Finally, to obtain the pure sample of a substance. Undesirable component, student, if two substances are there in which one substance you don't want it, may be useful, may be harmful, doesn't matter. But since you do not need it, it will become an undesirable substance. So we can say that we will separate it from the desirable substance. Second one, to remove the harmful component. Okay, so if two components are given there, one is useful, another is harmful, so removal of the harmful one, that will comes in the second category. Finally, to obtain the pure sample of the substance. Okay, so to get the pure sample of a substance, there is a need of a separation of the substance. So we can say that the various purpose to obtain the pure substance or to separate the substance are to remove the undesirable component, to remove a harmful component, as well as to obtain the pure sample of the substance. Okay.